What's up, studs? It's your captain, Mugiwara Chris, and this is the second season of Stud Chat. If I had a producer, I would have had them input like hand clapping sounds or like the air horn, but it's a problem for a different day and down the road. So I want to thank you guys for, following us and just kind of watching along on our ridiculous journey. And you're going to be able to find all of our content going forward now, essentially on YouTube. So thanks for listening. Thanks for following us. And, just stay tuned. Now, in this season, you're going to hear a couple things going forward. One, you'll hear the rest of the interviews with the crew. So I think there's 4 left that I didn't interview in season 1. And then you're also going to hear more interviews with people that I just genuinely find interesting, people that are doing amazing things in the Lego space, or people that I just want to talk to, mostly in the Lego space. So today's episode is a real treat. It's Marcellus Brown, aka Cellus.Studios. He's first and foremost an amazing artist and just a great human being, but he's also the person who does all of the art and the branding for Straw Hat Bricks. So if you've seen our shirt, our stickers, our posters, and our title card for this episode, essentially, it's from him. His handle on Instagram is Cellus.Studios. And in this episode, you'll hear us talk about like his Lego journey, his love of pirates, the sets that he loves. There's like an exclusive part that, I don't want to give it away, but you'll know when you hear it. We're the first to kind of break it, so that was exciting. And then, we geek out on just our love of Lego. So thanks for listening, guys. Follow us on Straw Hat Bricks, and we'll see you when we see you guys on the Grand Line. Peace. So we're just going to kind of go into it.
Okay.
Do you remember when we met? This is always a fun question that I ask people.
Oh, dude. I was actually thinking about it the other day, and
You struck a blank?
I drew a blank because
Well,
it was just like,
feelings.
I know, I'm sorry. It's just like one of these random days you were like, hey, I own a business. And I was like, oh, cool. Can I buy some Lego?
That was actually way after. That was actually
what?
maybe a year after. So I've been in Vegas now for almost 3 years. And
snap.
we moved.
I'm such a horrible friend already.
You're good, man. No, you're fine, man. No. So it's funny because we met. Do you remember when Lauren and Tim made the optional brick building event of the giant Lego brick? Do you remember that? When he did it in his backyard?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first lug thing that I ever went to.
Really?
Yeah, so it was...
I think that was the one I wasn't there
No,
for.
you were there.
I were there?
Yeah. Yeah, you were there.
I was there?
Yeah. I can't remember what color brick you built, but I built the black one. I think Carl built the green one.
Oh,
and then you and Josh...
That's right.
You and Josh were sitting on a table.
Together.
Yeah.
That's right, because I remember Josh bragging about his haunted house or whatever.
Little did he know that you were going to build the greatest haunted house known to man. But yeah, I don't know if you remember that. And then I remember when, so I don't know how I don't know what the lug was like before I joined. But so my first impression was I walked in there and then, Lauren had us build. Do you remember? It's like it was like a border.
Right.
To hold the bricks in place.
It was just like the walls, basically. Yeah.
And then what we were building, no one was talking. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Yeah. It was very quiet.
It was too quiet. So, yeah, I like to think I really injected too much nonsense into the lug when I joined.
You got the conversation started.
Unfortunately.
And that opened the floodgates.
Yeah, and then so I didn't also know this when we first met because that was almost 3 years ago now. You were just starting at CSN.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
And you were like, hey, or we were talking and you were like, I was just picking your brain, what you did and stuff. And I didn't know anybody either. And you were telling me that you wanted to be like an artist and all that stuff. And then that's what planted the seed where I was like, okay, when it comes time to launch the business, I'm going to use this kid to be my artist. and then
use this kid.
Well, it's funny too, because in my head, I'm like, God, I hope he's good.
This could either be really good or we're gonna have some convo and
Well, like I've hired like freelance artists or graphic designers in the past before for like other projects that I was on.
right.
And then, they give, and I'm sure, you experience this on a regular basis, like being a professional artist. But there's always that, that moment when like you send an email and then you're waiting for the response. And then as the
Yeah.
purchaser, I'm like looking at it and I go, oh no, this is not what we discussed.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily for you, you've hit the head or you've hit the nail every single time.
Thank goodness.
So I've never had to like, I've never had to not reprimand you, but really like give you a fast phone call and be like, dude, we had a communication breakdown.
We gotta fix this right now.
Stat.
We gotta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I've always wondered that too, because, geez, it must have been like 10, 12 years ago. I tried to make it as like a professional writer, and that went,
Ooh.
horribly, terribly, and didn't work out. And
Oh shoot.
yeah, but I always, like I had a literary agent and stuff like that, and then there's this idea of like you want to be an artist, but then you don't want to be paid for your work. However, you can't live life without getting paid.
Right.
So then there's always that like struggle of, and I don't know if you felt this way, but there's always that struggle of like, I have to sell my art to live.
Yeah.
But then I want to live as an artist, not wanting money.
Yeah.
But that's not the world we live in.
I have to sell my babies.
Yeah.
I gotta make the artwork I've spent 48 hours on and
Yeah.
just give it away.
I know.
Sometimes for an undervalued price because no one actually sees the value in it.
Well, first off, how dare you? Because I pay you.
That's true.
I
Sorry.
Pay you. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, but it's funny too because it's like other artists that one thing that I like about your art style, because I think we're very similar.
I like to think we are.
Yeah, you're not as much of a degenerate and a scumbag as I am, though. But
I don't know about that.
yeah, that's why you can't be a crew member because you're too sweet.
man.
You're too sweet and lovable.
I'm the gentlemanly pirate.
You are, and we're just out here starting fights and pillaging people.
Oh.
No, you do. Oh shoot, sorry, that's wildly immature to get a phone call during our podcast. Sorry, it's work.
It's wildly rude.
It's
for your
always
work
work.
to interrupt our.
I know this lovely conversation, but no, one of the interesting things is you hand draw, and you work with clay.
That's true.
And when when we first started working together, I said, if you ever hand draw something, I want the original. Not because it's like a copyright or, I feel like you're going to blackmail me, but, but
Don't you know what I did for you?
yeah, my hope and dream is in the next, 3 to 5 years when we have a storefront is to display all the original artwork that you've done for me. But I feel bad too because the Brick Slopes images you drew, both the sticker and the poster, those were good. And I
those
felt like
were some of my favorites.
and I feel
honestly.
like you didn't want to give the dragon up.
Oh, I didn't want to give the dragon up, but the dragon was pretty cool though.
Yeah.
I don't blame you for taking it.
Yeah, that one will be up in the store when the day comes.
Heck yeah.
In a very nice picture frame. Now it's funny too because this is the second season of Stud Chat, and the first season was mostly like the crew, and then like us talking about events.
Right.
So this one I really wanted to like interview people and really highlight great people in the Lego space doing amazing things, and you're kind of a Lego celebrity, dude. Like I don't know if
you keep saying that.
You're kind of humble about it, but
I don't see it. Like I guess it's because I live my day-to-day life,
you're like I get diarrhea
I go
like everybody else.
Right.
Yeah.
I have to go take my daily poo and and
So let me rattle off some stuff that I found out about, or I was researching about you.
Researching about
Yeah,
me.
so you've won multiple pirate awards at Brick Slopes for the last 3 years,
Yeah.
including Best Pirate.
Oh,
You've been featured on Beyond the Brick, which is a big get, as
That's
well as
true.
Tips and Bricks.
Ah. Oh, Tips and Bricks was actually really dope.
Yeah,
You know what? I met the guy who wrote the article on me at the at Brick Convention for podcast listeners, I guess. And
this last
last
one?
weekend,
Okay.
yeah. And
Did he recognize you?
he did.
See, look at that celebrity.
It was weird, honestly, because I
Was it?
walked up to him. You probably don't know me.
Oh, he hit you with one of those?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I
That's
was
a true
like,
mark of a
no, I
celebrity,
know
dude.
you.
Yeah. And
But it was just really cool. Yeah. Anyway,
no,
sorry.
no, and you had a build featured for what 2 or 3 years at Billund at Lego.
Oh, yeah.
Your Slice of Pirate Life, which most people know you for I think your large pirate ship
It's true.
domestically, and
Right.
then they know virtually or in the socials about your what is it UCS Haunted Mansion from Disneyland, but
Yep.
then globally you're also known for your Slice of Life pirate set. So,
Right.
like I said, you're kind of a celebrity. I've
Cool.
got I know, right?
Huh.
And aside from, I'm sure you've won other shows at other conventions with your amazing builds, but
It's true.
yeah.
I was at the last ever Bricks LA. I was happy to be a part of that display, and
Oh, really? You were there?
I was
I
there.
was there too.
I was what?
Yeah, back in the wife and I, we went.
Oh, hey, it's my turn.
Okay,
That's my call, and now I will silence my phone.
right. Did your drug deal go bad?
Yeah,
Right.
we're gonna have to wrap this up in 20 minutes. I gotta
Right.
meet someone.
You're like, all my fentanyl didn't get delivered when I needed it. No, I'm kidding. You're not into fentanyl. It's powders only for Marcellus. No, but I think it's interesting too because you're what 21, right?
Yep, just turned 21.
Yeah, so you've been in the Lego space for a few years now.
Right.
And you're starting to go to other conventions and you're starting to get noticed by people, which is great. And I would
Right.
say too in our lug in Lug Vegas, you're probably I would say like top 3 builder,
Whoa.
top 3 builder, top 3 displayer. So I guess, we're not going to jump into the Lipton style questions. That's for later. But where does like your ideas come from for these builds?
Right.
Because they're both, all 3 of them. I mean, obviously the 2 pirate builds are connected, but Slice of Life and your giant pirate ship. What do you call that?
The Widigally.
Okay, I didn't know how to pronounce it.
Yes, the Widigally is the
Okay.
flagship of Black Sam Bellamy. So in the perchance of the Widigally, it was, historical reference,
Okay.
and that was just referencing real events and putting it all together.
Okay. So where does all that like in your head? Where does all that live? How do you go
man.
from like I would say I used to say like brain to paper or brain to pen to paper, but for
Right.
you it's like brain to hands to bricks.
Right.
So how do you execute that vision? Because I think a lot of builders or a lot of like would be builders they get kind of caught in their head about not not knowing like building techniques or having parts or being trapped behind a paywall
Right.
or like the anxiety of like comparison being like a thief of joy to them.
Absolutely.
So how did you start, if you don't mind me asking?
How did I start? Well, I think I've always liked to imagine how to build things.
Okay.
I've always been sculpturally able to kind of uniformly see 3D. And that's not to say I'm more special than anybody else. I'm just more impressive. No, it's just, I think my brain just works better in that space.
Okay.
I remember walking down the street, a youngin' of the road,
5 years ago.
5 years ago.
When you were-
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, 6 years ago when you were 15.
Right.
No,
Yep.
I'm kidding.
Nope. That's pretty much exactly it.
Yeah.
Just figuring out, number one, how can I build this out of Lego? I loved looking at street lamps and figuring out how I could build that out of Lego and what techniques I could use. And then usually I would store that in some area of my space and, in the brain space. And then it's kind of like what you said earlier. It kind of goes down to paper. And then I have to either write it down, put it down. I remember I kept a massive list of just Lego ideas, stuff I wanted to build on my phone. And I think the list came out to about 150. And, just random little things like I want to build a constructible pirate. I want to build a city side street. I want to build just this rattling off these random little things, and then I'd draw them. I'd either draw them or I'd create little mock-ups of them.
That makes sense because when I've asked you to draw stuff for me, and you'll see the two newest images that you've drawn for me as the end card and the title card, but specifically the title card. I've asked you multiple times to Lego-fy me items, and you've done it pretty fast with, I would say, next to no input from me. So that does make sense, because I've always wondered, like, has he been doing this whole time?
Right.
Because you're pretty good at it.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
No, and I'll put up a picture of some of my horrible sketches, but one thing that I credit a lot of our branding success to you, because, we've both seen my horrible Post-it notepad drawings. Like, they're truly awful, dude.
They're not horrible, though.
Well, it looks like someone, the drawings of a serial killer in the making. You know what I mean? Like, they're truly awful. So
you're too mean to yourself, man.
No, it's honest.
You get the composite.
when you're in business, you have to be, like, brutally honest and constantly evaluating. And then, that's one of the other things too, where I tried, like, in Canva, I was trying to, like, make my images, and maybe I can find some, maybe in the slide deck of this podcast, I'll put up some of, like, the horrible renderings that I've done. But, and you've nailed it every time. That makes sense that you would be hand drawing it before you're building.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really interesting, because I think, not to give some secret sauce away on Jake, but, or Jaxel for the listeners, but
you're gonna spill some of the beans. But
I think he'll agree to this, but he'll just start grabbing parts, and he knows connections, or he'll, like, when we're pick-a-bricking, or when he's, like, in, like, bulk bins and stuff, he'll set aside pieces that he knows that are interesting connections or colors, or he'll have builds in mind where this will go into that.
Right.
So, it's very interesting listening to, like, the dichotomy of different builders and their styles, but I'd never have known. I mean, have you ever thought about, like, in your journals, because I'm sure you have a billion journals, because every time I see you, you have a new journal, but have you ever thought about, like, showing your building process, like your images or your sketches, or are those just for you?
I have. I actually have a slideshow of the building of the Wittig Alley, because the Wittig Alley, I say it took like 4 to 5 years to build, but it's really been like 10.
Really?
Yeah, because it's been, it was like one of those lifelong dreams as a kid, I want to make a giant pirate ship.
And you did.
And I did.
It's interesting that you put the decade on your ship, because they say, typically, anything that's an overnight success, it takes about 10 years. It's been 10 years in the making for an overnight success. It makes sense, that ship is super impressive. And I've been to a few Lego cons, and as have you, and I think, again, I said it earlier, comparison is a thief of joy, but your ship has awards. Your ship has accolades behind it. So people are in comparison in different markets that, your ship is the most impressive, best in show, at these conventions. And
that's really nice.
Yeah, I forgot to ask you if I could go over and take pictures at your house of it, or.
Oh, yeah.
We'll do that. We'll do that some other point. But
sounds good.
No, your ship is, it's funny too, because, like, I knew you, so this is really funny. We met at Lauren's house building the brick, and then I didn't see you again till a con,
Wow, really?
I think it was either Amazing or one of the smaller cons we used to do like 2 years ago, and then you were in full pirate regalia. And I'm like, I don't know, like, I can't get a handle on this kid.
Who is this kid?
Yeah, I'm like, he's either like Steve the Pirate from Dodgeball, or he's just really into pirates. And I didn't know, when I first met you, I didn't know you were like a pirate builder, or like into the pirate theme like that.
Right.
Yeah, so I was like, hey, man. And you were like, hey, what's up, Chris? I was like, full costume, right? I didn't know how to approach it, because it's like, you come over, you've been over to my house a few times.
What do you say to a fully dressed out pirate?
Yeah, and you've been to my house a few times, but then if I opened the door and I was wearing like a hot dog suit, you'd be like, you okay, Chris? Hard day at the office or something, But no,
you need a couple brewskis to help you get through.
I wish. No, I shouldn't say that. No, but I think it's really interesting too because your pirate ship is so large, and it's
It
so
is massive.
it's like aside from its like massiveness, the detail and the scale that you've built is great, and then you did your slice of life pirate,
Yeah.
which is I would say just as impressive as your ship, but in a completely different like vein. So where did your
Right.
inspiration, or how did you come up with that idea? It and
Interesting.
yeah, do you remember that was like
I do,
4 years
because
ago?
the biggest. Oh gosh, was it?
Yeah,
Oh, wow. Time marches on.
unfortunately.
Oh,
I wait till you hit your 30s.
oh no.
Yeah, protect your knees. Yeah,
Don't worry. With how much building I'm doing, they're fine. They're
good. Glad to hear.
until they're not.
Yeah,
But
till you snap your meniscus.
oh no. Oh
It's all right. They're mostly artificial these days. So your display was at Billund for 3 years, right? Or was it
yeah.
2 years?
think it was. I. Th- oh, what was it? I think it was only a year.
Oh,
That
really?
it was at Billund. Yeah, because I won a contest on Lego Ideas, and it's like their yearly display at the Lego House contest, and I just happened to be one of the runner-up winners, basically.
You were a runner-up.
Yeah, because they had their grand prize and their runner-up prizes, but I was just like,
That's crazy.
there was a lot of good builds. I can't compare, but
Yes, you can. You were there.
I was there.
Yeah. There's a lot of people who weren't, man.
That's true. I can't compare for the sake of my sanity.
Oh,
Uh,
okay, I'll give you that.
with that being said, but coming out of the Wittigalli comes a lot of research. And that research entails a lot of model building. So I was looking at a lot of wooden pirate ships, basically, wooden pirate ship models and how they built that, and how I could recreate that in Lego.
I see.
And so with that, one of the models that I saw that you could buy and that you could build out of wood, miniature sized, was a slice, the cross section of a ship.
Oh.
Like you could do a cross section of an HMS Victory. That's probably the most famous and the one I based the slice of a pirate's life on.
I see.
But taking that as inspiration, I just used what I learned from building, the historical Wittigalli out of Lego and transformed that into basically a silly diorama made out of Lego. Like,
It's impressive.
yeah, thank you.
I saw it at your house
Yeah.
when I went over. I can't remember. I think I was driving you figs that you could use for a show. I
yeah,
loaned you like
for brick slopes.
was that what it was?
I think so.
Yeah, it was like 30 pirates or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have those saved in its own special container.
Nice.
They're waiting for the time to
The next one.
pillage and plunder. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Soon.
No, it's interesting too because when I saw that, I think when I dropped out for stuff, you had just gotten the Corvette from them too.
Yeah.
So
that was really cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they would give me a prize for that, and they
nice.
originally didn't. No, wait, did they? I don't
Are you about
think
to
they
throw
did.
Lego under the bus?
I might throw Lego
No,
under
I'm
the
supposed
bus.
to do
I
that.
have no idea.
Well, they give you a Corvette, so that's
That's
pretty
true.
good.
They gave me something for it.
You can't be too upset.
That's true.
But
yeah, they gave me the Corvette as like a super cool prize. Yeah, it was really cool.
I think the best part was they paid for the shipping on that.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, because it's not cheap.
No.
Billing to Vegas.
No.
So
And you had to use the DHL service too.
I hate
it's
them.
like, it was weird, man.
Yeah.
It was.
I hate DHL.
Oh man, and it came back in pieces. It came back in chunks and
Yeah.
yeah.
The boxes, the pin boxes, those are them right there on that shelf right in front of you, or here on the left. And I mean, they put so much tape on the box.
Oh.
And I think it's just so if the box gets punctured, like
Right.
the bags stay whole. But it's it was a box, a traditional box, and then
Right.
one of them came back like almost rounded. Like it was
Whoa!
so much. It got speed up so much. Yeah. So last thing before we jump into the questions or the formal interview is you just came from BrickCon, in Orange County, right? Or Brick Convention.
Brick Convention. Yeah.
And two things. So this is kind of timely because the California fires are happening in the Palisades.
Oh yeah.
And you
boy.
went to you went to a Lego convention.
I know.
What was that like? What was your experience, if you don't mind me asking?
So me and my mom, we're a duo. We like to do things, and we really wanted to go to the beach.
Shout out to Marcellus's mom.
Marcellus' mom.
Yeah.
Shout out. Yeah, and we were planning on going since the Bricks and Minifigs for Las Vegas was moved to the next week. And so we realized we had all this time. Let's go and do it.
So this is pretty recent then. You decided this.
Well, like, we were talking about it since, like, November, but final plans weren't, like...
Because they moved it, like 2 weeks ago?
They moved it,
yeah.
And, yeah, it was just this whole ordeal, and we couldn't figure out if we wanted to go and what we would do there, and eventually the fires happened, you know? And that put a strain on everything. Like, we had to sit down the night before and go... Are we even doing this right now? And if we're going to do this, are we horrible people for doing so, for stealing the resources probably needed for evacuees? Mostly gas. We were very worried about gas.
Oh, yeah, because you had to fuel up in California.
Exactly, yeah.
You had to pay those fuel prices.
Oh, boy. And on top of gas maybe not even being there.
Yeah.
And we're stuck in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, as that happens.
Right.
So you did it. How was it? How was your experience? What was the show like?
The show was great.
Yeah.
Like, I think the show is smaller than some of the, Brick Slopes or BrickCon for sure, but for being such a small con, it has that nice for the community feel, you know? Like, I do think things were a little overpriced, but I did hear, like, booth fees were incredibly high, so I can't fault the booths for that, but I got some really cool figs, and I got to see a lot of cool builders. I actually met another person, Captain Brick Sparrow. If he ever listens to this, he probably won't.
We'll tag him.
Okay, cool.
We'll tag him.
At Captain Brick Sparrow on Instagram.
There you go.
I got to meet him at the con, and dude, okay, this spirals into a whole other conversation. But
this is what we're here for.
followed Captain Brick Sparrow for his Wicked Wench build.
Okay.
That's the big pirate ship that's in the Pirates of the Caribbean ride in Disneyland.
Okay.
And it's beautiful. I freaking love that ship. And it's another reason why I want more red hull parts. I really want to, number one, recreate my own, but also just like build really bright, colorful, but really impressive, like detail-oriented ships. And so I followed Captain Brick Sparrow for that, but then he built his own Haunted Mansion from the 2003 film of Haunted Mansion from Disneyland, or...
The Eddie Murphy movie?
The Eddie Murphy movie.
The one that nobody watched?
Yeah.
He did.
He did, yep.
He loved it.
Yep.
Wait, is he... Sorry, not to cut you off, but is he the other guy who built it at Brick Slopes?
No, that was a different guy.
Okay, because yours like crushed his, bro. You should have taken yours and set it on top of the rubble of his.
Oh, no, don't do that. He follows me on Instagram. He's going to know. He's going to know.
I said that. Not you.
No, different guy who also happened to build a different mansion. No, but the guy I met at CJ is his name, but I should just refer to them by their name.
It's easier.
Yeah, CJ over there built his big... I finally got to see his Haunted Mansion in person, and he recognized me. Gosh, this spiraled into forever. Basically, I followed him for the Wicked Wench.
You're cool, man. Yeah.
I'm trying to keep on topic, and I'm having a really hard time.
It's cool, man. We can go anywhere you want to go as long as it stays physically in this room.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But I followed him for his Wicked Wench. He built the 2003 Eddie Murphy film Haunted Mansion, and I basically congratulated him for it. on Instagram, and we've spent like maybe an hour chatting. And since then, he follows me, I follow him, and we both finally saw each other at
Wow.
Brick Convention. It was a reunion for the ages.
Did you give him one of your Haunted Mansion tiles?
No, because
Marcellus.
I didn't have it with me.
Oh.
I know.
Shame on
I
you,
didn't
dude.
even think about it.
You didn't even. You're gonna meet somebody else in the space. You got to be prepared.
Right?
Yeah, that's
well,
the worst.
That's the thing. I just didn't expect it. I did not know he was going to be there because there was a lot of lack of contact from the Brick Convention itself.
I feel like that happens a lot at these shows.
It happens a lot.
Yeah, well...
Their website has the feel of Brickfest Live.
Yikes.
But the con itself, luckily,
and the prices of Brickfest Live?
Ooh.
Dude,
maybe
Brickfest
just
Live...
a bit.
Dude,
Brickfest Live was horrible. I was there last year.
The prices are insane.
Yeah.
We asked if we could, because the rumor was they sold it,
right?
And the new ownership was gonna go back to maybe how it was before. That was the rumor mill,
right?
Because I talked to like a bunch of other vendors and stuff, and they asked me if I was gonna do it for Vegas because they wanted to come to Vegas, and they're like, hey, like, where's a good hotel in the area, yada yada yada, and they were saying, yeah, because they used to sell before pre-pandemic when there was like other vendors were there,
right?
And I was like, I don't think that's the case here in Vegas.
Oh, dear.
I think it's going to be like, the con selling the stuff that's like out on the shelf now for 3 times what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what it was.
Yeah. So BrickCon, because or Brick Convention, we've thought about selling there too, bringing our wares on the road. But I'd like to, I'd like to throw the Straw Hat muscle more towards our show, Brick Vegas, and build that up.
Absolutely,
and
for sure.
That's where my heart lies. But did you have a good time at the con aside from like meeting people and getting noticed? It's a good feeling, right?
It's a great feeling.
Right?
It is a high I never thought I would experience.
It's good.
Yeah.
Chase that high. Don't chase the high of alcohol and drugs.
Also very true.
Yeah.
That's a very different kind of high.
Yeah. It's a financially irresponsible high.
Right.
No, but your builds, did you take them with you to Brick Convention?
No, I actually...
That's smart.
It was actually very smart.
Just in case you had to flee.
Exactly. We were still very worried at the time, but we probably would have done it if Brick Convention ever reached back out to us.
Okay.
Because we were planning on it, but I applied through their website, and it was late notice, you know? I can't fault them for that, you know? But I just didn't hear back from them, so we just didn't bring anything. And when we got there, apparently a lot of the other people also didn't really get a response back.
Oh.
So we probably could have taken it a day earlier and just been like, yeah, we're displaying. And
there's that spot.
There's that spot.
You're gonna pirate
cool.
it. Just put your flag down.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's how a lot of stuff in life has to go. You just show up, take it from the indigenous population.
Oh no!
Just rebrand it as your own.
That's the American way.
It is. Yeah, shout out to America. But no,
shout out to America.
The fear I would have, going to that show is like inside is this great fun convention, and then you open the door and there's arguably the worst fire in California ever going on. Did that like take away from the convention at all?
No, because we actually didn't see anything.
Really?
It's like the fires weren't even there. And I think Scott explained it best. Scott 36 Bricks.
Yeah.
Shout out to @36Bricks on Instagram.
Yeah.
Because I am only on Instagram nowadays.
I don't blame you.
Right, but
There's a lot
I think
of handles.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Scott explained it best. The size of LA itself, you can probably fit 3 Rhode Islands in.
Yeah.
So all the fires in the north didn't really touch the south.
Yeah, because you guys were in what? Orange County?
Yep, Orange County. So we were south of Anaheim even.
Gotcha.
So,
okay, yeah.
Yeah, so we were down there. We were basically 2 hours out from, well, that's not true, but I was going to say 2 hours out from San Diego.
No.
California is bigger than that.
Theoretically, you are 2 hours from there, but with traffic, you are not. You are never 2 hours away.
You are never 2 hours away.
You can go like 2 miles down the freeway and it'll take you, or sorry, you can go 2 miles down the freeway and it'll take you 2 hours.
Right.
You know, that's the one thing that I don't miss about living in LA is just like the constant traffic, and then just baking into your time that like it's gonna take me an hour to get there, so I need to bake an hour in each side.
It's horrible.
It's awful.
It's just disastrous. And then,
that's where
but
the
at
Lego
least
is.
it's pretty greenery, you know.
Yeah, you know.
It like if you're driving down Las Vegas roads, you're kind of looking at a lot of brick and rocks, but you know, get the occasional vine on the wall.
Yeah, when I flew back to San Diego. And then I flew back home to Fresno. A couple months ago, and then when I was there, I was like, "Oh yeah, I forget how green it is." You just forget. You know?
That's true.
I enjoy the desert and the brick and the many shades of orange and dust.
Absolutely.
But every now and then
we have the best sunsets over here.
We do. But you know, every now and then it's like, oh yeah, I forget what real grass feels like.
Right.
Or like a real lawn. So all right, man. So if you don't mind, I guess we'll just jump now into the questions.
Yeah, sure.
So, can I ask you one last thing?
Oh, sure.
This was on my noodle for a while.
Oh, okay.
As you've been growing more in like the Lego space, and your builds are getting more and more like, you know, global recognition at this point within the community, have you thought about trying out for Lego Masters? It's a question that I feel like has anybody ever asked you?
Someone did ask me.
Really?
I think I got caught by someone through Instagram.
Yeah?
To be season 5.
So this next one.
Like, is that the next one?
Yeah, I think they're on 4. I think that's how numbers work.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have not
I'm just
followed
messing with you.
through.
I'm just messing with you, dude.
Oh gosh,
I don't watch Lego Masters
I don't
at all.
watch Lego Masters.
I only watched this last season.
Season 1 and 2, and then like we tried to get through 3, but watching it alone without the fam was kind of boring. And
yeah, I only watched it because Boogie Down Bricks was on there, and I met him the year before. Yeah, I met him before at Brick Slopes, and he was cool. Like we have a shared love of the Lego Green Dragon nights, and then him and his partner, they got kicked off like the 3rd episode. I'm like, well, I guess I'm gonna keep watching it. Like, whatever.
Yeah, I should really get back into that show because you know, like it's just really cool to see. Like, we go to conventions a lot, and I feel like I meet a lot of those people, and those people, those Lego Masters, the ones that it's not what I mean, but
no, okay. No, but have you been approached? Have you thought about it?
We have definitely thought about it.
Would it be you and your mom?
Last time we got interviewed, we got an interview. The interview went horrible. Don't get your hopes up.
Nice. This is an exclusive.
Right. Last time we got interviewed over the phone.
Okay. Wow, you did bad over the phone.
Yeah.
That's rough, dude.
Well,
it
wasn't the phone that went bad. It was the Zoom was worse. Just you wait.
What?
Just you wait.
Oh, buddy.
Over the phone, they were like, "Hey, we really like this angle with you and your dad and this pottery business you have.
Oh.
I think we could try and sell you as the Pottery Bros, basically, and the father-son duo ceramics team, basically."
Okay.
Which would have been really cool. So they wanted us to do the Zoom interview in front of the giant wall of ceramics we have in our garage.
The other half of your garage?
Yeah.
Yeah, your pottery studio?
Yeah, right in the middle of the studio. And so we decide, oh gosh, it was a failure on my part to keep track of the time, but the interview is about to happen. And so we grabbed some buckets and we used them as chairs.
Fun.
Yep. And so we just like get together, like a good looking shirt, a couple of ropes to go over the top. And we look a little scrappy, but like... Ceramics, right? Ceramicists.
Yeah. Ceramicists, okay. First time I ever used that word.
Yeah. And so we get on the interview. Everything's going well. I think halfway into the interview, the bucket popped and the lid fell through. And my butt went straight into the bottom of the cold, wet water that happened to be inside.
Marcellus, you need to empty the bucket?
Nope.
Buddy.
Yeah, so it was 2 buckets stacked onto each other. So it was like the first bucket went into the second bucket, and make a giant sploosh right onto me. And so
That's good. That's good TV though.
that's
good
what
content.
we thought, but they never contacted us again.
Yikes. And
Yep.
does your dad build?
My dad does not build.
Oh, so this was
So
going to
it
be
was
a heavy lifting for you.
Yeah, but they did tell us apparently that they really like try to balance the Lego masters around by having one person not be a crazy Lego avid builder, but like know the community well enough, and then the other person is there to like lift the weights basically.
So that's interesting because I've known you've done your Pottery Cellus.Studios for a while with your dad, and you guys have like your classes, and we'll plug all that information. So if anybody wants to do like your pottery, like make the pottery along with you guys, they can, or they know where to find that information. And I've seen you sell your wares before too, and they're all really good, but I would have thought like your branding would have been the pirate guy.
Yeah, that's what we were trying to push, but they wanted a team, you know?
Yeah.
So advertising as a team, you had to pivot to be the ceramics people.
People have joked around that me and Brian should do it, but I'm not a good builder. And I just want to go up there and just like harass Brian on a national scale. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it is with that tall man, but it just makes me want to put Lego up his nose. Just like, I don't even care if we win. You know, I just want to bother him on a global scale, you know?
You're going to make him all flustered on national television.
Yeah, it's, you know, I do it really well privately and like in our community, but you know, I feel like we really need to bring the big lights of Hollywood on that level of harassment. Well, hopefully, you know, in the future,
right?
If you ever get back on it, you know,
I would love to.
Can I give you a pro tip?
Oh, sure.
Invest in better seating.
Invest in better seating.
Yeah, don't sit on a bucket with water in
Oh, yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah,
I learned that lesson.
Good, I'm
quite
glad.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
A very cold, wet lesson.
Yeah, you're going to be like 3 buckets next interview.
You'll just hear pop, pop, pop.
Right. That's a very humbling experience, too.
Yeah.
One time I was on a bench, and I was in this park, and I was going through like in my life, I was going through like a wave of sadness, and then I sat on a bench, and the bench broke, and I thought, wow, this is pretty embarrassing. And then a little kid was like, your fat ass broke the bench, man. I was like, oh, all right, cool.
No brakes holding there.
It's all right.
Jeez.
It's all right. That's what I get for going to a park in Fresno, California. I should have known better.
Should have known better.
Yeah.
Well, if I ever get on Lego Masters again, I'd love to do it with my mom.
Yeah?
Honestly, yeah.
Shout out to Marcellus' mom.
Shout out to my mom. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I thought your guys' angle would have been, you know?
Well, the thing is, Mom wasn't as into the Lego community as my dad, but she was not as into the Lego community 2 years ago than she is now.
Yeah.
So back then, she did not want to intrude on anything, basically.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. I guess she didn't want to, like, impose on my turf, on my Lego turf, but...
It's so weird.
I think she just felt uncomfortable with it or something. I don't know. I can't speak for my mom. Who am I kidding it?
Well, that's good because most people do speak for their moms. You know, I think it's great, you know, and I've told her this many times before, you know, I think it's great that you guys share that relationship because I don't have that with my mom. You know, right. I come from like the Korean culture, and you know, my mom is from Korea. I'm from United States. Gotcha. So we have a very different relationship.
Right.
And I'm always envious when I see you guys together. Like, you know, you guys did like your builds at the Lego store together, and it's like, oh, it's so great that you guys share that.
Right.
And you guys use Lego, where it's like my mom is like, you know, all through my life, my mom is like not crapped on me being into Lego, but it's definitely taken like various forms where it's like, wow, it's in the like you've destroyed another vacuum, or we waste so much money. And then now it's like, wow, you're still into that. And then now it's even more like, wow, you started a business.
You're into this childish thing.
Yeah. And I think it's great. You know, no negativity on my mom. It's just like, you know, it's a different culture, but
absolutely.
You know, I think it's great that, you know, you and your mom, you guys share that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I think for, you know, one of the things that happened, you know, when I was 18, I left home, and then I never went back.
Right.
So our relationship ended. But I think it's great that, like, you and your mom, you guys have that great relationship. I don't even know, your mom's name. No, it's Marianne.
It's Marianne.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
First try.
Yeah. I remember that. But I always call her, Marcellus's mom. And no,
it's
I think
funnier that way.
It is. It is. I always love saying, like, oh, what's up, Marcellus? What's up, Marcellus's mom? But I think it's great that, like, you guys are such a dynamic, positive, force in our lug.
Yeah.
Because you guys, I think, I would hope to see, in the future, like, you guys collab more together and see what that looks like.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure your mom isn't as into pirates as you are.
Not as much, but I
Yeah.
think I've basically turned my family into the pirate family.
Oh, really? You did
of
that?
our extended family. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, just because I never let it down, basically.
That's true.
Like, it's been a continuous thing.
Yeah, I bet. I'm the same way.
If you can't agree on a will, you will submit your own will on the rest of everyone.
Well, and the squeaky wheel is the one that gets the grease, and it's good too that as far as, like, your own marketing and your own branding and your that is also your personal passion and hobby.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I feel like when people don't have that thing, it feels false.
Yeah.
And it's nice that, like, your parents are so supportive of it.
Yeah, my parents are awesome.
They truly are.
They really are. They're really great.
Yeah.
Our family is a very active family.
It's good.
And we make time for each other.
It's nice. I think too, like, that component shows in who you are and also your builds, because one thing that I love seeing, because I was a teacher for a while, so I just remember.
Oh boy.
Oh, bro. So I remember just seeing the parents just, like, show up or kick the kids out, or just, like, a kid just, like, showing up to an event off the bus. So I think it's great that, like, I would hope too that if you ever got on Lego Masters, that it's both you and your mom, not you and your dad. Nothing against your dad. Your dad's awesome.
No, nothing against my dad. I just don't think it's his thing.
It's not.
It's not.
Very clear. Yeah. I feel like if your dad was on Lego Masters, he'd be like, he'd come back. You guys would come back to Vegas, and he's like, I'm not touching another GD Lego brick. Get this out of my garage.
I can't.
Now.
Yeah.
Or it's like he would be that guy who's, like, on there just, like, smoking cigarettes, just like, oh, I can't wait for this to end. And then when you guys win another one, it's like another GD week. Damn it.
Except he wouldn't do that because he'd be taking the, like, months off school. So.
That's true, because your dad's a music teacher too,
He's
right?
a music teacher. Both of my parents are music teachers. We're a very creative family too.
It's nice that you have
which
that.
I think, dude, I'm incredibly lucky. Like, they understand the power and the necessity of creativity in childhood.
That's good.
I feel like, and that was, like, implemented in my thinking, and that's grown into who I am today.
Yeah.
Like,
I think one, because I'm 37 and you're 21, and so there's some years between us. I think some people would say a decade even, but I think that's the biggest difference between our generations, where it's like your parents fostered your creativity so you can harness it to the max. Where it's like mine for a while was like, I'm not gonna say shame. Maybe that's the Asian or the Mexican culture. I don't know. But there's almost like this oppressive thing where it's like you're supposed to set those aside, and then you go to college and you get your jobs and whatever, and then those crush you. But then you in turn, like, when you have children, you traumatize them for, like, a future generation.
right.
So it's nice that when I see you and your family, it's like refreshing, and I go like, oh, there's hope for the next generation.
That's very nice.
It is, because I mean, I think we've talked, and I won't ask you to say your professional hopes and dreams on this pod, but I hope that when you leave and you go do your thing, I think you'll have success in what you do because you are so passionate. Because people in, like, the business space will tell you, you'll get to a point where you have nothing. You're all out of your resources, and the only thing you have is your drive.
Right.
And you have to have a psychotic level of drive to get to where you want to go next. And it'll only be you for a long time. But that's different because you have your family. Yep. And it's so nice to see that.
dude, honestly,
Yeah.
my backbone is that family.
Yeah.
Truly.
And it's nice. It's nice to see you with your mom, and like we do like lug events or whatever, and it's like, it's also nice too to see your mom come out of her shell and like mess around with us. Because like our group, like the Straw Hat crew, man, we're a lot, and it's a lot of shenanigans. I will say, like we should be slightly more professional sometimes, and it starts with me, and it's mostly me who's doing it. But I'm hoping next year when we go to Brick Slopes, we're not going to sell at Brick Slopes. So
really?
yeah, we're just going to go to enjoy the con.
Okay.
Some stuff happens, so I don't really.
So only shenanigans.
Only shenanigans.
All right.
And it's be like, yo, Marcellus's mom, like, you got to come up and party with us. Because we're going to burn down that hotel suite.
Now that I'm 21, that should be very interesting.
Yeah, that's true, huh? Have you ever been drunk in front of your parents?
Not yet.
Oh, dude, we're gonna black you out in front of them.
No.
It's okay. It's okay. I will only get one keg. No, so let's
chug.
I know the trick is when you're chugging is you have to breathe through your nose. That's a pro tip. So you ready to jump into the questions, my friend?
Okay, yeah.
Got your answers. You got your answers ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay. So what was the first set you remember getting, Marcellus?
Oh boy. So this comes with a lot of history.
Okay. I want to hear it.
All right. The first set I remember, I've kind of always had Lego in a box.
Same. Mine was a bucket.
Yeah. You got the bucket Lego, basically, and you had the stuff. I had to look it up because my parents got me a train set. I've had those pieces for forever. And I just remember seeing those pieces, and I used them for like rafts and boats and stuff because I've always been into pirates. That's always been the thing. But the first set that I truly actually remember getting and being like the most infatuated with was the Brickbeard's Bounty, the 2009 set. I still have my original Captain Brickbeard in okayish condition. Good amount of play wear came from that ship. Yeah.
Gotcha. So the first one was a train.
Yep, first one was a train.
Okay.
I had
That's
to look
impressive.
it up. It was a really cool train. It was
Most kids don't get a train.
Yeah, it was a boxcar too. So I got a lot of really cool pieces. I used like the roof to make the top of a treasure chest because I'm obsessed with pirates.
Obviously. And, I mean, what's kind of funny too is one of the times you came over to my house and you were just like, you were asking me for parts, because most people do, which I don't ever give them to people, but you're different. I think I gave you these sails, didn't I? Didn't you leave with these sails?
You gave me a bunch of other sails.
Okay.
But like similarly like red striped sails.
That's true. There's a lot of red stripes.
There's a lot of red striped sails.
Okay.
But I don't think they're that sails.
Interesting.
It has a very unique logo on the sail front.
See, and I love, this is like the 2000, this is that,
It's that 2009 Pirates line that like.
And it's great.
It's fantastic.
I've given you a bunch of like the pirate sets.
Yeah.
Because I got a lot, and the guy that I bought it off of, he took the blue, was it the blue coats or the red coats?
The blue coats.
Yeah, he took them out of there.
Yeah.
So it's like, he was like, do you still want them? I'm like, heck yeah, I want them.
Yeah.
These guys are great. You know? Okay, that's a solid get. I'm not surprised, if I'm being honest, that it would be a pirate ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it makes sense that you would miss the first wave of pirate. You're too young.
Yeah. I miss a lot, honestly, when I was young.
Mom and dad.
Dad.
Not giving birth
Can't
to me
you just
sooner.
giving me like $500 worth of Lego sets, please?
I know.
God.
I mean, I have an OG pirate set right there. I think you could see the smash box. You've come over and seen me putting together.
Oh yeah,
like,
that was the
that was a different one.
Oh, that was a different one. Oh, okay.
But no, I had to eventually sell that one. But now so what do you love about the Brick Bounty?
Oh, dude. So not knowing what I know now, I loved the Brickbeard Bounty for the cannons, lots of cool piratey parts, because I I just focused a lot on pirate stuff, you know? That was my first love, piracy. And
Piracy.
yeah, exactly.
So stealing,
So I got...
stealing movies and downloading things illegally. No,
You
I'm just
wouldn't
kidding.
steal a car.
No, that's it. That's
You
a great
wouldn't
set.
steal a ship. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's not it, actually.
Oh, that's
not the one.
Oh.
Oh. I thought it was called Brickbeard's Bounty, so maybe I'm wrong here, actually.
Am I wrong? Is it?
Because I thought that was part of the later series.
Is it
of
this
Pirates.
one?
It's that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was that 2009? I thought it was 2009.
Yeah, 2009.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, the image that I pulled up was the wrong one, so that's my
Gotcha.
That's my fault.
No, that's fine.
No, this is a great set, dude.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's a great set. I do kind of missed out on the later Pirate series stuff, but I think what I also really liked about the ship, Brickbeard's Bounty, was the color scheme. The dark red with the dark tan. Really, like, it gave me that edgy look around it, and it looked like a little beat up, the torn and worn pirate ship. Oh, and the giant shark, too.
And I mean...
I played with the giant shark constantly. I played with the little blue boat constantly. There was a captain's quarters. I played inside the captain's quarters constantly.
And you got a princess, too.
And I got a princess, exactly.
Is that what the story for the ship is? That the pirates stole the princess?
The governor's daughter, yeah.
Is that what it is?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. And that was, like, the main story, but... I think I played more with the Imperial soldiers more.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Was it because you had less of them?
It was because I had less of them.
I feel like that's always how it goes. Like,
yeah.
The scarcity drives the desire to, you know.
Absolutely.
I guess in this case too, they would be the good guys. So you have
That's true.
You have that like built-in lore of like, well, if I'm going to be a pirate, pirates are bad guys.
Right.
You know, I'd also imagine too, at that age, the corporatization of the world hasn't affected you. Where you're like, the pirates are really the good guys.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Well, to be fair, Captain Brickbeard was always the main character, though.
Yeah.
He was always commanding the pirates and figuring out what to do and taking on the Imperial Guards head on. At one point, I think I even let him get swallowed by a shark, but then I was so sad, so I retconned it in my head.
Smart.
And
as we all do.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Revisionist history. Yeah.
Exactly. And turns out it was one of the Imperial soldiers, and he was undercover pirate, basically.
My God. I'm surprised you didn't do the thing where like he cut himself out of the shark, and then he's like,
that's too original.
That's too okay. I'm sorry. He could have been like he cut himself out, and then, you know, he's like, not even death can hold me back.
Right.
I have to pillage these seas. Right on, man. I mean, as a like pirate fan, from this era too, because this is when Ash and I, when we first got together, we were dating, and you know, I got her into Lego. She bought a bunch of these sets. Like her first Lego set was that Skull Island, where you got Scarlet, I think is her name.
Totally. You pull down the tree and the skull comes
it rotates out. Yeah,
that was really cool. I think that's one of the sets that I really liked from the new line. I think the new line came out a little bit too kiddie for my taste. I mean, obviously, dark and gritty pirate ship with dark reds and dark tan, but not to distract from your story though.
No. It was only a nice connection that I have with my now wife, but it's cool, man. Way to crap on a Marcellus. I'm gonna go tell her.
Oh no.
She's gonna come in here and yell at you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing with you, man.
But piracy brought you together.
It did, amongst other things. And then piracy, piracy in other forms too. Now it's a great set, man. Now the question is, do you still have it to this day?
I don't.
Did it just get completely destroyed? And
it got destroyed
reworked
and
into
remixed.
Other things?
I think at one point I turned it into a skeleton pirate ship.
Sick.
Yep.
Sick.
But... And
Legit.
I used the flag for everything. In fact, I used the flag and a lot of the characters from the ship in Slice of the Pirate's Life.
Oh, no way.
Because I imagined that as his ship.
Okay.
In its last moments, if he didn't catch the...
Yeah. That's legit, dude.
Yeah. The story continues, right?
Yeah.
Lives on.
It's funny, too, because one of the early times you came over, because you were like, hey, I'm doing this build. I know you have stuff. Can you... And I told you, too, I'm like, yeah, you can always, like, raid me for your build. It's fine. And then you came over. I think it was either, like, the first or second time. This was back when Ash and I, we used to share this room. So I don't know if you remember that.
I do remember that.
Yeah. So, like, all the Lego
You've got a...
Yeah.
Stuffed in the corner, basically.
Yeah, my poor wife, dude. That woman, she puts up with a lot. But no, I was showing you like my pirate bins, and I was like, yeah, man, you can take, whatever you want out of there.
Oh, dude.
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly get a little worried that you gave me too much.
Probably.
Still. Yeah.
It's a running theme in my life. So.
But I still super appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because I have them all saved. I've got a whole like box full of ship parts,
That's
basically.
Nice. Yeah.
Ship parts, pirate parts. Like I've got the whole armada ready, just waiting to be built, basically.
That warms my heart because I hate when I hook people up like that, and they're like, "Oh yeah, like I have this connection to my childhood through the set," or I'm gonna use it for a build, and then they turn around and sell it.
Yeah.
That makes me want to set them on fire, like, and take my stuff back. No, I'm kidding. Not about the fire.
Pillage
part.
and plunder, bring it back.
No, and
that's my booty.
Yeah, I'm really hoping to see, one day if you actually, when you use all those, I'll be like, huh, he did it. Kind of like Phil and Hercules, where I'm like, he did it. It's Phil's boy. Like, I want to be that.
That's my boy.
Yeah, he did it. That son of a bitch used all the sails, all 30 of them. No, that's great, dude. It's always nice too when like, I mean, this is obviously a set that you'd love to have, and I'm sure you'll get it in the future, but you go like, oh, I have this deep connection, and then it's through like these parts are still living on in all my sets now. That's great, man.
Yep. Same thing with those old train pieces. I see them in my bulk black box, and I see the base for the train, and I go, good memories,
Still have it.
They still have it.
That's
of
impressive,
course.
dude.
Well, I have it because it's useful, man. It's a good part. I use it for a lot.
I've learned in the reselling game, train anything is like super sought after. So
really?
Oh yeah. I mean, at Slopes I sold like a bin of train parts to this guy who does like the new Hashima Cyberpunk build, and it was like a bunch of 9-volt like old style track, and none of it was tested. Some of it had rust on it, and
dang.
I think he gave me like $275 or $260 for it, something like that.
Dang.
Dude, I went on a spending spree for that. But, that's the place to do it, so.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, so next question, buddy.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
No, go right ahead.
What's a theme most people wouldn't think you like, or what's your favorite theme?
Dude, Galaxy Quest.
Really?
Yeah. It is.
Did we just become best friends? I didn't know that.
Galaxy Quest was, I only got one set from Galaxy Quest, which is my Solemn Heart's greatest failure. I think I got the one airship. It had like a rotating cockpit.
Okay.
And I don't know the name of it, but I played with that thing all the time. It used the giant like pre-molded wings, basically.
Okay.
And I just played with that thing all the time. And then
Interesting.
the bug creatures were so cool.
Dude, they were great.
They were fantastic. I loved playing with them because they were just so like weird, Oh man,
I'm curious now to
Galaxy Quest and Alien Conquest, like all those big invasion space themes. I feel like were really cool.
Was it one of these or was it the one prior? It was prior.
That one.
Okay, so
that one right there.
Let's see. It's Galaxy Squad, and it's the Swarm Interceptor.
Yeah.
With the Mantizoid. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
really cool.
When I had like this terrible job back in the day.
Oh.
I would get like I got paid every 2 weeks, so I would buy like, you know, at the time Galaxy Squad was like on the shelf, so I would buy like the little sets. Like because those were the ones that I could afford.
Right.
And I think this set was great for a bunch of reasons, but it's like those purple pods.
Oh, dude, that's right.
Yeah, where you
I
could
actually
stick
never got those purple pods.
Really?
It's not in that set, I think. So I didn't get it.
Yeah,
even though that was the coolest part. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
no,
but those purple pods.
I'll have to show you a build I have outside.
Oh, dude, seriously?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Dude. You can get in on it if you want. So I'll explain it to you later. But
okay.
We're hoping to display it at Brick Vegas this year.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, you can get in on it. I'll hook you up with some Galaxy Squad stuff.
Oh, you don't have to, though.
No, it's happy to. But it's crazy, too, because, like, this theme, one of my favorite things about Lego, because I'm a big comic book guy, too, is how they reuse characters. Or it's like the character was young, and then they're an old man now. So in this set, Solomon Blaze is, like, one of the astronauts.
Right.
And then when he comes back to Earth after he's done with, like, the Bug War, he leads the Ultra Agents.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he somehow loses his leg. Yeah, this is, like, true lore. Yeah, I'm not making this up.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just didn't know that.
If you ever see, maybe I can dig out the set, because it's in the closet there. But there's a guy who, in the Ultra Agent, he's wearing, like, a blue suit, and then he has, like, a metal leg. And he was originally, like, in space, galaxy squatting, destroying the aliens.
Dang.
And then now he leads the Ultra Agents 2.0, or the Ultra Agents, like, because there's the agents and they become Ultra Agents.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's cool.
I didn't know you like Ultra Agents. That's what's up.
Oh, Galaxy Squad.
Oh, sorry, Galaxy Squad.
Yeah,
Sorry, Galaxy Squad. My bad. I get really, like, my mind just always tries to make it about Ultra Agents.
Right.
Yeah, no, Galaxy Squad's legit. And then the crazy thing too is, like, I don't know if you remember, but there's one red bug, and that's supposed to be like the queen or whatever.
Oh,
and
dude.
it came in like the biggest set.
I genuinely don't remember. I have just a nostalgia for Galaxy Squad and a couple of the other sets, because I think I wanted the giant praying mantis looking one. I don't know that much about
you're fine.
it, but that was an old theme that I just really liked for
this one. So you're talking about the that set?
Yeah, totally. With like the giant green swords for praying mantis, like stabby things. Heck yeah. Yeah,
no, Galaxy Squad was great. I never see them come up on the resale market, and it bums me out.
Yeah.
Because it was a theme that I want to say it only had like 7 or 8 sets. Yeah. And then it was only on the shelf for like a few years, and they took it off.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It was something I just did not get enough of. That being said, though, 2 of the other themes that really spoke to me was with pirates, I've always been a big fan of ghosts and the paranormal. So Monster Fighters was like the coolest thing to me at the time. I really wanted that monster house.
I think everybody does.
Everybody wanted that. But I just missed out on it. It was too expensive.
Who had $189 back in the day? I sold
one. Who has $189 now?
I sold one at Brick Slopes last year or 2 years ago. For $400.
Just $400?
It was sealed.
Oh.
It was $400 or $500. I can't remember.
Dang.
But yeah.
Is that normal price? I feel like I could spend like $700 on that.
It gets up to $700. People ask insane prices, but we always try to hook up. I mean, you know this. We always try to hook up our customers.
Yeah.
And make sure that like they're happy, they get what they want.
Yeah.
You know.
Got to spread the love around.
There's enough money in the game to make everybody happy. But Monster, looking at your Haunted Mansion, it would make sense that Monster Fighters is a love of yours.
Came into inspiration for,
Now, is it just the mansion that you want, or is it like the whole theme?
The mansion, and I missed out on the ghost train too.
I feel like everybody wants the ghost train.
Right? The ghost train. You know what? I also missed out on the graveyard with the couple of zombies. I thought that was a small set they had.
Interesting.
In the Monster Fighters line.
Okay.
But again, it's been a while since I've looked it up. I
Yeah.
probably should have, but
Okay, so you
Yeah.
said there was another one.
there was another one.
What's that last one?
Uh,
Hit me with it.
I'm trying to remember.
Did you just draw a blank?
I definitely draw a blank.
No worries. We can always put a pin on it and circle it back.
You might have to, because
I
it
always
might
do
not
that.
come back.
Yeah, or when we're talking, it'll just, you'll blurt out something crazy. You know?
It'll come back to me like 2 weeks later, and I'll text you in the middle
Always.
of the night. Go.
You're not the only one who texts
Alien
me.
conquest.
Right.
There's alien conquest.
Dude, people do that. Or people are like, do you have this? It's 4 a.m. It's a Wednesday night. I need it for tomorrow. And it's like, I guess.
I don't know.
Let me put some pants on. So this is going to be an interesting question. This is one that, I feel like it trips up a lot of people.
Oh, okay.
Now, what is your Holy Grail set?
Yeah.
Because you asked me about this.
I had to ask you about it
And
because
I feel like the Holy Grail people approach it in 2 different ways. And they say it's one that is unattainable to them for whatever
Right.
reason. But for me, it's like, I see it as, if I get it, it's like my Lego dream is complete. So for me,
over the moon.
yeah, it was the Desolation of Smaug set where you get
yeah.
Smaug. It's like they're in Erebor. You get King Thorin.
Oh, so cool.
Great set.
Yeah.
Great set. So I approach it from, it's so rare to me. It's so like, in my head, it takes up so much space. And then I go, there's like the added layer of, if I go get this, it's financially irresponsible.
Right.
And I cannot hide this large transaction from my wife. She will know. And then she's, and she's
You'll
like,
have to explain.
not only will I have to explain, but like there'll have to be a plan behind it. Like, how much money did I tie into this? Am I reselling it?
Right.
And then we both know it's a lie. Just gonna sit in here and just like play with Smaug. It'll go up on the thing with the dragons. But
Absolutely.
what is your Holy Grail set, my friend?
That absolutely has to be the Imperial flagship. Because I see it coming off of what you were saying, I saw the Holy Grail set as something that is unattainable to me.
Yeah.
And so, following that logic, the Imperial flagship.
The Imperial.
That's like one of the biggest Lego pirate ships. No, it's not a pirate ship. It's an Imperial ship. And one of the only Imperial ships that came out in the recent decades, I guess? Oh, gosh.
It's called what?
The Imperial flagship, I thought?
Flagship.
Yeah.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
So you're talking about set 10210.
I don't know the set number.
Is it this big ass one?
The big ass one, yep.
Oh man.
Yeah. That's the one that I saw as a kid in the catalog and knew I have to get that one.
Well,
I just have to get it. But
there's a new one in Japan. Someone's selling from Japan for $1,800
Yep.
USD.
That's why it's unattainable to me. I'd
Okay.
rather just buy the new ones,
Yeah.
you know? I think that's the problem I have, where it is the Holy Grail set. If I got it, it would be mind-blowing. And I would never take it apart ever again. And
You build it?
I would build it.
Okay.
I'd have to build it, and that's why I can't buy it. Because
It would sit in the box?
it would sit in the box, and I'd feel nervous for opening it at
Well,
all, you know?
Maybe
I gotta get the used set or something.
yeah, maybe we can hook you up with a used one day if I ever come across it.
Oh, dude, that would be incredible. But
Yeah, you'll have to write me invoices, and we'll have to pay them using that ship as collateral. I think you'd be okay with that, right?
Yeah, honestly, I probably would.
Right.
Like,
Be like, the
yeah.
next 5 are on the house, buddy.
It's not like I have college to pay for or anything. I need a big Lego pirate ship, man. It's not a pirate ship.
I will say,
I would transform it into a pirate ship.
I know, right? That's why you need 2. No, one mistake that I made is I've sold my Lego collection now 4 times.
Oh, really?
My whole entire collection.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, it's painful each time I've done it. And one of the times I sold it during grad school to pay for like a semester of it. And
Right.
that's what I get for going to an Ivy League school. But I learned a really hard lesson because I always told myself I could get everything back. And then all of a sudden, like, COVID happened, and then the Lego price boom, where Lego started
Right.
going through the roof.
Yep.
So if you ever get this, buy it. Like, I'm gonna give you that piece of advice. Buy it because today's price is gonna be cheaper in the future. Because there's always like a lull in Lego pricing or like Lego reselling where, you know, everything always trends upwards, and then there'll be a point where like it'll go like the price was artificially inflated for some reason.
Oh.
So whenever you see that dip, just make sure you have like maybe it's probably gonna be like $1,000. Just make sure you have $1,000 and just buy it and then never look back on it. I will tell you, because today's prices of Lego are gonna be cheap compared to 5 years or 10 years from now.
Oh, shoot.
So just pull that trigger.
Oh, that kind of stinks because I actually saw 2 of them at Brick Convention last week.
How much were they?
2,200 and 1,900, I thought.
For sealed box?
No, I think the one was not, the other was. The 2,200 one was.
They were only charging a difference of $300 for open to closed box. That's wild.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I could be wrong though. I don't actually know.
That's rough, man.
I looked at it and I went, I can't spend $2,000 on it yet. But
you can. You just have to go like, I gotta go start selling pottery, like
right now.
Right. That's wild.
Dad,
dude.
pull out the
right
stops. We gotta make up this.
That's a tough one, dude. Because $2,000 is like, I mean, I think to date, I've probably like all the stuff that you've drawn for me is a couple hundred, if not almost 1,000. I don't think.
Right.
So maybe I'll just have you maybe I'll just have you commission like, or I'll commission a bunch of like drawing for you, or I'll just buy it and just be like, all right, man. You're not charging me for like 10 years.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I think you'd be okay with that. Your parents might not be.
No.
And maybe your accountant for taxes. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one. So you said, now, if you bought it sealed, would you open it? That's the big question.
I don't think I could.
Yeah.
Like,
I get that.
The resale value is too strong.
Yeah.
It would pull me into, like, I'd have to have it on my shelf to display, and I would still love it that way. But part of me would always be sad that it wouldn't be fully built.
Yeah.
You know? Because I don't want to buy it and then regret not building it.
Yeah. So
which is the reason why I probably won't ever get it.
Yeah. So now, because we have the business, if it's for me, the first thing I do is I just pop the seals. Makes me not resell it.
Gotcha.
It's an immediate like, or I'll take like
break open the box, like
rip open a few bags, dump them in the box, so it forces me to like enjoy it and not resell it.
Totally.
Yeah, because you will get to a point when you start stacking like, you start making like good money and you start stacking like these crazier and crazier gets.
Right.
And you're like, I can't do it because
I
know I could resell it for like 3 times that amount if I sit on it for 5 years.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you get that set, buddy. That's a crazy one.
It's a crazy one, and
the showstopper.
It really is. Like that is a holy grail for the holy grail.
Okay. That's a good holy grail. I guess that might lead to this next question. So, what's a set you regret not getting and why?
Definitely that one. Because I think it was $200 at the time, and I saw it at the store when I was little. Little youngin', 10 years old.
Marcellus.
I don't have $200.
Who does?
Now I don't have $2,000, but...
What a weird, like, stretch of time.
Right?
How many zeros got added, or how many hundreds of dollars got added to that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
That's tough, man.
Oh,
so you actually saw that. You saw that set on the shelf.
I saw that set.
That's the worst, right?
Yeah.
When you hold it.
It was. Oh, I didn't hold it.
Oh, that's smart.
I've never touched it. I've never got my grubby little fingers on the Imperial flagship.
I think that's good, because you don't want to know it's attainable. Because this other thing will happen where you'll hold it and you're like, oh, I could just run out of here with it.
That is so true.
There's a part of me that's like, I'll just never come back to this convention. I'll shave my head. I'll grow a mustache.
This is the one set that is worth faking my death for.
Yeah, and I'll do everything to do that. No, that's a fair set, dude.
Yeah.
That's one of those ones too where like you tell people you're busy and then you're just really just in your room, just playing with it, not letting people like be like, I'm in a meeting right now, and then it's just you like busting out all your Imperials and your other pirate ships trying to sink
hold on,
it.
I'm busy.
Right? Yeah, that's a crazy one to get. I hope you get it, man.
Oh, thanks. One day, right? I mean,
You'll get it.
one day.
You'll get it. If it ever comes up in a lot, I'll kick it down to you.
I would much appreciate it.
Okay.
Along those lines, though, there is another set that I just remembered.
Go for
it.
it.
That comes with a whole story.
I'm here for it. The listeners are too. I want to hear it.
The DC Arkham Asylum set.
Now, which one was that for?
Oh, it was the one with Poison Ivy, I think, and I don't really...
It's not the
Maybe
Lego
it's
Movie
not,
Batman
though.
one,
It's
right?
not that one.
Okay.
It's the one... It's another one that I wanted as a kid. All of these old ones with tons of nostalgia.
I wonder if it's the 2015 one. So is it
That
this
sounds
one?
about right. Yep,
Is it that
totally.
one? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah, that one... I just loved the, like, gothic architecture of it. Like, it was striking to me. And following along those lines of the paranormal,
I was gonna say,
I figured... That's a really good manner. I want those pieces,
true.
and I really liked all those big dark gray columns. Like,
and I think that was
so cool.
And if I'm not mistaken, that was the first time you could get Poison Ivy.
Really?
So I think it really added to like that when Batman was like the DC character,
right?
That that was the one that like everybody had to have or had to get. So that makes sense.
Gotcha.
I mean, that's definitely one that. I don't see on shelves from resellers very often.
Yeah.
So give me 1 second.
Sorry about that?
No, you're good. So if you look up right behind you, there's a box of boxes that I use to like sort my Lego. I stole that from Brian and Jake, and it works. So I didn't know if the clicking sound was like the Lego slowly like sliding off.
Oh, that would be one thing. Oh dear.
Or my poorly stacked stuff up here.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that box to fall on you.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
No, that's just
pick 'em up.
yeah.
So okay, so Arkham Asylum.
Yep.
I didn't peg you for a big fan of the paranormal, but that makes sense now.
Yeah, I think it was just all about creating those stories, right?
Yeah.
Ghost stories really captured my imagination, but then pirates really captured my imagination.
Yeah. So, Mike, I guess a different or a segue is, are you going to get the Harry Potter Draco's Manor or Malfoy Manor, whatever that is?
I do kind of really like that one. Yeah. I really want that one.
Yeah.
I've been trying to hold back from buying too much Lego, though, because, I just... For as much work as I'm doing, I'm not getting much money in, which is the trade-off. I'm doing something I love, but paying for college is also expensive, but...
Yeah, well, higher education comes with added zeros and commas.
Yep.
So, I get it.
Yep, yeah, so it's just... I think I will have to get it at some point.
Just not now.
Just not now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah.
Well, it's like how do I say it? It's like a substitution.
Right.
Where you go like, oh... this satiates that desire for like that facade of that Gothic architecture. So, because I'm a big Batman and I'm a big DC fan too. And
same. Yeah.
I remember like in this superheroes line, I got my wife for her birthday the Joker. What was it? The Joker Estate Carnival thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that's a really cool one.
It was, and Ash played all of the Arkham Asylum games or whatever.
Oh dang.
Yeah, or the Arkham games or whatever those Batman games were.
Totally.
So it's like that would be one that it's like, oh, gotta get that for her, but it's
absolutely
that's a down the road.
Yeah.
Hopefully I come across it. Oh, that's interesting though.
I thought they were coming out with another new Arkham set though.
I've heard
that a
that.
thing? Yeah.
I
so like instead of getting that, I might get
the new one.
The new one.
Yeah. I mean, also too, if you're not attached to the specific minifigs, then it doesn't matter. It's more of like the building, which I respect. Because a lot of people are like, I want the figs. I don't care about the build. But it's like, you want all of it, so. I respect that, man. Not last question. Second to last. If you were a master builder at Lego and they said make a set, there were no rules, no limitation on parts, no price tag parts, or no price tag limitations on these parts. What would you make?
So I mean, pirates. We need more pirates.
Okay.
I was very excited for the Pirates of Barracuda base set, but then they didn't continue with that. I feel like there was a lot of cool ideas in that one set, and an incredible ship. Maybe I'd argue the best ship Lego has made to date. And
I built it. It's a great set.
It's a great set. I loved that set. I still have the ship all together.
Oh, that was my question. Did you keep it as a ship or did you keep it as an island?
I love the ship.
See, I like the island better.
The island is cool.
Yeah.
I do really like the island. Because, again, it's all those super cool ideas having the, like, little pub or something in the not stern, but in the body. And, yeah. Lots of cool ideas, but I just needed it as a ship because... Yeah. Along with being a pirate, I really like ships.
So would it just be like a big ship, or would you do like an island or a dock, or would you do a series of small builds?
I'd want to do probably a series of small builds.
I think that's
like
bold.
Something. Well, like I've been looking through a bunch of the old sets, and they had like a rifle gunnery or something, and they had like outposts for like $20, and I feel like that would be a really cool way to get some cool figs but tell a story with it. Like I also remember looking through old castle sets, and you'd open the secret passageway and there's a ghost in there. I want to include some ghosts.
Okay.
Like let's add a supernatural element into the sets,
Would you have, so in this like massive display that you're having, would you also be telling like a central story, or would it just be like these pirates are this is like the pirate island? Because I think we're seeing more of those ideas pop up in the Bricklink designer stuff,
right?
So how would yours stand apart?
Interesting. That's a good question.
Would it just be like a massive display?
I don't think I'd like it as a display. I think there needs to be a story element for if I was a kid to hook onto.
Okay.
And then it starts from there.
Okay.
So there would have to be at least a little bit of a story. You know what's a set that I would love? It's totally copying from Pirates of the Caribbean, but I'd love a secret giant treasure cave, Lego style.
Okay.
Because we've seen Disney do it. We've seen Warner Brothers do it.
Yeah.
We could really
so you blow it out.
A giant cave.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Of like the pirate secret hoard of treasure. I feel
legit.
like that'd be a really cool set, right?
Yeah.
And then you could even have it like standing on top of an outpost. This is just me spitballing ideas now, but like on a giant old imperial outpost, now outdated even. You could even have some Easter eggs of like the previous like governor or something.
Okay.
Maybe it's like Governor Bilgewater's old
I love it.
Dude, I feel like I'd love to create a completely new Pirates theme, following along the lines of what they're doing with Castle now.
Yeah, reimagining it all.
Reimagining in the new pieces, basically.
Yeah.
This like super illustrated world, I feel like.
I mean, dude, the pirate cove or the pirate treasure stash, that's such an original idea.
I don't know if it is.
Isn't it?
I
don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
I haven't seen anything like that done by Lego, but the biggest inspiration is Pirates of the Caribbean, honestly.
That's true, but I mean...
I feel like there's a way we could reinvent that.
I mean, you could.
Yeah.
I think... I shouldn't say we. I think you could. You with your creative process and your
I'll bring you along, though.
I mean,
Well,
I'll probably have to. I'll probably happily supply you a lot of pieces, as I always do, which I'm happy to, by the way.
I'm very,
Yeah,
greatly appreciate
I
it.
have like, I don't know, we have like 80 pounds of just like bulk Lego that we haven't sold yet.
Wow,
So
really?
it's you passed some of it.
Oh, dang.
The other half, or the other, so I have like a quarter of it. I would say the other chunk of it is probably at Jake's.
Wow. Yeah.
I have the figs and the rare parts, and then he has the bulk sets that he's piecing back together.
Gotcha.
But it's doable. I mean,
Yeah.
I think you could totally do a cool, like, what is it? A pirate horde in the skeleton of an old Imperial base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
I think it would be, man.
And we need more ships.
Yeah.
We need more ships. Like,
Yeah.
looking back, we got the schooners. We got the brigands.
You're talking about the different sizes.
Yeah, different sizes. I feel like that was something that didn't get explored in the 2009 and 2014
That's
lines. That I feel like was a huge missed opportunity.
Yeah.
I feel like we need more boats, more pirate ships,
That's
more
true.
Imperial troops.
Okay.
Maybe even throw in a new Spanish Armada, I don't know.
I think people would love that.
Right?
I know everybody wants, or that's like one of the clamors. It's because there's only, what, like
Right?
5 figs?
Yeah.
Of the Spanish Armada dudes, 1 ship. And
That's true.
yeah, okay.
It would be a huge deal, and if I ever had the leverage to do it, I would do it. But
Okay. You should.
one of these days, right? It will come around,
Yeah.
Eventually, Lego will wisen up and get me what I want.
I think we all say that, and we're all waiting. I think you have to get behind Star Wars fans first.
Oh, that's true.
They're the loudest and the squeakiest of wheels. So that's a good one, man.
That's true. Yeah,
I mean,
thanks.
I would love to see that from Lego, but in the meantime, I would just love to sit back and watch you, like, build that.
Yeah.
I think that would be a really cool piece, because, I think you and I first, because I brought my Barracuda Bay to a show, and we were nerding out about it, and you had asked me why I didn't keep it as a ship, and I said I liked it better as a playset, because with pirates you always get a ship, but
It's
this was
true.
and as a kid, like, I never got the ships, I always got the small playsets. And one of the things that I loved so much about Barracuda Bay was the fact that it was just a massive playset, and I think too, like, a playset that's not centered around pirate ships is so original. And it's not like,
It's true.
Yeah, you got to do it, dude. Do it, and then
As
submit
much
its
as I
ideas.
want to do ships, like,
Yeah.
we have yet to see a Lego released harbor. We have the, I don't know.
You're right.
Like, we've got the port for Imperial ships, but
Yeah.
we've got the village market for castle. I feel like there's a lot of unexplored territory with the Pirates theme.
That's so
That's
true.
all I'm trying to say, is
Yeah.
that along what you're saying,
Yeah. I love it.
we could tap into that,
Do it.
It sounds great.
You just gotta go, like, all right, it took you 10 years to build your ship. You gotta start now and be like, I know all these building techniques.
Yeah.
I have access to adult money, and let's see if we can shave off half, like, 5 years. I think in 5 years you can make this a massive display at a show.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be crazy. I'd love to see that too. I mean, just as a fan of, how do I say it? Like, as a fan of the Lego playsets, I feel like that's something that Lego has kind of moved away from. And they really save the playsets more for, like, Castle.
Yeah.
So I would love to see something like that for
It's
Pirates.
good.
It is.
I do really love the castle sets.
Yeah.
I'm looking at your Lion's Castle right now, and
Oh yeah.
it's super pretty.
Yeah, I've had that for 2 years. Yeah, and I got it not when it first came out, but like a few months after, and then it sat in the closet.
Oh really?
Yeah, and I made it a point of like, I need to start building stuff, and then I wanted to learn modern building techniques.
Yeah.
And that was one. I don't know if you remember Travis. He used to be or he's still in our lug, but he moved.
Oh yeah, totally. Duh.
Yeah.
I know
So
Travis.
yeah, Travis had it at his house, and he was like, when he got back into Castle, that was one of the first things that he bought, and he had said like the way that it's like angled, and the new parts and the new building
Yeah.
techniques, it's so good. You know, like I don't have D&D yet.
Yeah.
I have Rivendell in the closet. Rivendell go up next. I have to
Yeah.
take down, like that'll get churned. That's the Viking
The
village right
Viking
there.
village, yeah.
I'll churn that. I have another Viking village, so I'll churn that into Rohan.
Oh, dude,
I'm a
that'd
big
be
Lord of
cool.
the Rings fan.
Heck yeah.
So I'll be churning all of those into Rohan, but like with Rivendell, and I'm sure too with like your massive pirate island, it's like, well, where do I put it?
Right.
I'd have to probably put it up there because it'll be so big.
Yeah.
You know, and for you, I would imagine too, like your pirate island would probably be what, like 4 base plates, like two by two.
That'd be pretty sweet.
That'd be crazy.
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
You could like open it up, and it's just like explosion of treasure and
legit.
hidden secret entrances or something.
Nice.
That would be insane. That would be.
Gotta start sketching.
I gotta start going somewhere with this, or else it's
the nice thing too about these ideas that we always kick around with each other is like I haven't I can open the closet and I'll show you, but like what I do now is for builds that I'm gonna do in the future, I just start saving parts as I come across them, and I'll throw them in the container. So when I go to actually start building it, it's like these are the parts that I've been saving specifically for it.
yeah.
So for you, I guess you would just have to have like almost a container full of like the old coins, gold
dude.
ingots, and like gold treasure. So you just like throw it in there.
That would be so cool.
That would be
I still have the little gold coins I got from the Brickbeard's bounty, actually.
Really?
I've got it saved in its own little spot in my Lego space, so.
We came across our no, Ash found it. Her and I, we were digging through a bulk bin at a place recently, and she found the old gold coins on the sprue.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Holy smokes, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
I'll dig them out. I think they're out in the closet. I'll show
Dang.
you. Yeah, dude, it's wild.
Okay.
Like it's wild.
That's literally a piece of little Lego history. That's awesome.
I don't know how to. I probably should just take it out of the bag, but for content purposes, I had to stay in. But like, I don't know how to display that because I would want to keep it like on the sprue.
Yeah.
But you can't put any pressure on it because they'll
Nope.
detach.
They'll.
Yeah, but it's not all the coins either. It's only like a handful of them. But
Oh,
I don't
okay.
care.
But yeah,
Still on
that's
the
still
sprue.
really cool.
Yeah. So, last question, and this is one that I guess it's your interpretation of it.
Oh, okay.
But how has your connection to Lego changed over the last few years, or over the years?
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. There was a period, last few years. Sorry, I just have to think about it for a second.
Hold on, do me a favor. I'm gonna pause it real quick.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to take a nice couple big chugs.
Oh, you're good. All right. So how has Lego changed? How do I phrase the question? How has your connection to Lego changed for you over the years?
Yeah. Well, in general, it's changed a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It was a passing fancy
Okay.
back in the day.
That should be the ship,
Like-
a new Lego ship for you.
Yes.
The passing fancy.
Oh, dude, that'd actually be really cool. I
Right?
like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
Nope, that's in the agenda now. It's
I'm gonna
happening.
write it down for you so
Yes,
I don't forget.
thank you.
Passing fancy.
That sounds like the perfect like little ship
Yeah.
to like create shenanigans on the Imperial's boats. That sounds awesome.
Good. I'm glad.
But I used to buy like all the pirate stuff. Like all the Playmobil, like Pirate Islands,
Yeah.
and all the Mega Blocks. I know, I was a Mega Blocks user.
Dude, Mega Bloks is legit. They have
Mega
Halo.
Blocks was really cool.
They have Halo, and they have other great licensing that Lego would never get.
It's true. I
Yeah,
gotta.
I'm not gonna throw shade on Playmobil or Mega Bloks or any of that other stuff.
Yeah.
So don't worry, you're good.
Yeah.
You're
cool.
in a safe space.
And that's the thing. For a while, I didn't think I was in a safe place. My connection with Lego changed when I started looking up some of the what I interpreted as the rules of the community. I have to be the Lego purist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get a lot of that.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's still a thing, but I can see why.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a period of time I was strictly a Lego purist, and I had only the cleanest and fanciest Lego, you know. And,
I think we all go through that.
right?
'Cause
There's a period of time where you want to be bigger than yourself, you know?
Yeah, and I also learned that with the customs game.
Oh,
Where I
yeah.
was for a long time, I was like, no, like only Lego. If it doesn't have a Lego stamp, if it doesn't come from Lego directly, I won't have any of it. Because I used to, well, I'm still a big Star Wars fan. Not as much as like the Disney Star Wars stuff, but the old Star Wars stuff from like, when it was like on Dark Horse Comics and like the books and stuff.
Right.
I read all that stuff. So people were making like Mara Jade or like these secondary characters that are in the expanded universe from the books. And I'm like, I would kill for a Mara Jade minifigure, but then, or a Ben Solo, but then,
Oh, that'd be
yeah, but then
Yeah.
Big Kid Bricks or Clone Army Customs, they started making them. And it's like, UV or pad printed, and I go like, but it's not from Lego.
Yeah.
And then now I'm like, why did I care so much?
Yeah.
Why did I get so upset at everything?
Yeah.
And then I see what like, Casey Bricks, or no, not Casey Bricks, sorry. K-Town Bricks, or you see what like Citizen Brick is doing. And you're like, that stuff is so cool.
It's so cool.
Yeah. So
The bongs are expertly crafted.
yeah, dude, they're so funny.
So good.
And like I try not to buy Citizen Brick stuff too much because you can spend a fortune. And same thing with K-Town Bricks.
Oh, K-Town Bricks is
Dude,
awesome.
I love their stuff.
Yeah.
And for my birthday last year, so sorry, this is a segue, but I bought an order from them, and then our mail person here is awful, and they put it in the wrong post box. So for a week, I was like figuring out where it was at. K-Town Bricks was like not really great with the customer service, and they're like, "Well, it's on your provider. Launch a claim and we'll get back to you." And then randomly, it was like a week later, and Ash and I were leaving, and the mail person was there, and I just explained it to him. I was like, "Hey, look, like, this is the box." I showed him a picture of because I've ordered from K-Town, and they use like a specific box. I'm like, "It's somewhere in these boxes. Can you just please like open them up and see if they're there?" I showed him my information. I showed him the receipt, and she was like, "Well," I'm like, "It's my birthday gift. Like, please, I'm trying not to like."
Just like
Yeah, can you please just like look for me? And lo and behold, like, it was like 3 mail slots up.
Wow.
And I recovered it.
Oh my gosh.
I know, right?
Thank goodness.
I know, thank goodness. But I do understand what you mean by like unclenching the pearls on Lego.
Yeah.
Because there's so many great like aftermarket companies.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna go like Straw Hat Bricks is gonna go into making other producibles in the future.
Heck yeah.
And it's it's purely fueled by this desire to get people things that Lego isn't making.
Yeah, exactly.
And making affordable.
I think that's what I had to adapt
Yeah.
into, not upholding the Lego as a brand,
Yeah.
but as a method of creativity.
Yeah. And I think too, like, one of the things that we nerded out on really early on in our friendship when you would come over was like, you're like, I can't even, you had told me one time, you're like, I can't even believe you have this because, you're young.
Right.
You weren't even born when this stuff was on the market.
Right. Yeah.
And then for you just to be like, yeah, just take, for me just to tell you like, yeah, just take it, man. Like, put in a build.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That still astounds me because I'm still kind of like all money grabby, I feel like.
No, you're not money grabby.
I
Trust me, you're not the worst. you're not even terrible. Let me phrase it like that. You're good, man.
Oh, okay.
No, but I think you are right. And you bring up a valid point of there's this idea of like you want it to look a certain way.
For sure.
And if you're trying to execute it in your mind's eye, you're gonna have to spend all the money.
Yep. It's true.
That's insane.
Yeah. But even then, I feel like there are ways to make it possible, Like, I've collected for years pieces for upgrading the Wittig Galley and making more ships of Bellamy's fleet. And that's just how I want to build.
Mm-hmm.
That's just one method of the creativity,
Yeah.
Along those same lines, too. With the pieces, my first, big mock was the 1980s Batmobile.
Really?
Yep. I made it,
the Tim Burton one, right?
huge. Yeah, I made it, huge. And then after that, I made it into the 1950s Batmobile with the red stripping. And
I feel like that's a downgrade.
it's true.
No, I'm just like, I'm just
it
giving you a
was
hard
only
time.
because I didn't get the slopes I wanted, but I
Okay.
was like, it's looking a little cubish, so I
Yeah.
updated it
Nice.
and turned it.
I respect that.
Yeah, exactly. You just have to adapt. And
I love that.
building with what you can
Mm-hmm.
is more important than building with what you know, I feel like. Sometimes.
I'm gonna put that on a shirt for you.
Oh, sure, but that just...
I love that.
Okay.
It's great. No, I think too, not to cut you off, but I feel like a
Right.
lot of builders get in their head about that, or they're like, I can't build it until I get all the pieces.
Oh, it's true.
But then you're like, but then I'm never going to get the pieces.
Yep.
Or, like I build in dark green, and dark green is only in a certain amount of colors,
Oh,
or a
dark
certain amount of
green.
pieces.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't build I can't build what I want in that color. So it's like, but I also don't want to stop building.
Yeah.
I would imagine as a pirate builder, that's got to be tough too.
Yeah. I can't imagine being a Wild West builder either, but...
Gotta talk to Mark and Dustin about
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Yeah.
But along those same lines, yeah, it's hard not to have the pieces you want.
Mm-hmm.
But I think with Lego especially, there are 1,000 other ways to build it.
Yeah.
And finding that method is rewarding. It might take time. But it's ultimately really fun,
Mm-hmm.
I strive for that in my Lego building. I don't necessarily buy all the pieces that I desperately want because it's the only pieces that I'm supposed to have.
Mm-hmm.
It's only, well, I don't have this slope, but I can use 2 of these slopes to sometimes make it better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
love
don't know.
that. No, I love that. It's
Okay.
great. I think we get so bogged down in what we don't have. And I think this is a good rule in life to begin with. This is one of the skill sets that's taking me so far in life. It's like you have to become adaptable. And that's something that I've learned, building Lego again for myself, is you go, the connection you want to make.
Right.
And you're like, I don't have that piece, or these pieces don't exist in this color.
Right.
And it's like you said too, it's like your end product sometimes is better than how you envisioned it because of how you put it together. My problem is I'll transport something or I'll drop it and then it's broken and then I don't remember how I did that. And then I rebuilt all those because they got shattered from the last time I displayed them.
Really?
Yeah, and then I have
shoot.
a ton of extra pieces
Oh,
in
yeah.
the container, and I'm like,
And it's like,
where did these go to?
Where are these from?
Yeah, and I looked at pictures. So one thing that I'm doing now is everything that I'm building, I'm taking like better pictures of and dropping them into like Google Drive.
Yeah.
So I know more or less what they looked like.
Yeah. Pictures are actually super helpful.
I'm learning that.
Yeah.
I'm learning that.
I remember when I dropped my haunted mansion. And,
Dude, that was heartbreaking.
dude. Yeah, seriously.
I almost went over to your house to console you. So worried.
I genuinely cried. Yeah, that
believe it.
hurt a lot,
Was
you know?
it your shelf broke, right?
No. Oh, dang. I just finished taking super fancy pictures with my new fancy camera.
Mm-hmm.
And I was about to, it's late at night. I can't see very well, so I'm about to put it back on the shelf with the big wooden board. The big wooden board on one edge snags it.
Ooh.
So it falls onto me basically. And in my
Sacrifice the
hand,
body, yeah.
right, yeah. And in my hands are the broken shreds of my haunted mansion.
Yikes.
Yeah, but I had just recently taken photos and I was able to use them to recreate it.
Did it
But-
go back originally how you had it?
Mostly.
Mostly?
I think there was like a couple of pieces, like you said, that were like, I don't know where these came from, but it's
Always.
holding up well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
I get so frustrated. So displaying with the lug, I've learned now to build so it's transportable.
Right.
And I don't know how you transport like your big ships, your Haunted Mansion, your displays that you have.
Right.
Because, I brought, these were destroyed because I had to slam the brakes on the freeway after a Brickfest. Like the last time I displayed it was Brickfest Live 2 years ago.
Right.
Because I didn't do it last year. I did it the year prior.
Gotcha.
And, somebody cut me off on the 215. And then everything, like all my castle modules broke. My Overwatch was like in the back seat.
Oh.
Yeah, and I don't know how. I mean, it's strength of character, I believe, from you. But it's like you rebuilt it like that. Like I'm petty. That stayed broken in a container for like 2 years. So like literally last Friday, I started rebuilding them.
Really?
Or last Thursday night. Yeah, I wanted to rebuild them to see.
Oh, gotcha.
I also gotta order. I gotta order more parts. So I needed to know what I needed to order to swap out because like a bunch of the dark green and brown broke because it's brittle brown in there.
It's brittle brown. Those dark colors are.
And dark green is just as brittle brown. I feel like brittle brown gets so much hate, but I would also throw in like dark green or earth green or whatever.
I would also throw in dark red.
Oh yeah,
dark red.
I call that Clone Wars red.
Clone Wars red.
Yeah, because like the Clone Wars, it's broken.
Yep, it's gone. Oh.
Yeah. That's I don't build in that color anymore. In the dark red or the burgundy or whatever, it just breaks too much.
Yeah.
I've broken so much in like the Venator, making like the Clone Wars ships that Lego never made, so I built them myself.
Right.
And, like, I've broken so many that I don't even build in the color anymore.
Ooh.
Flat out refuse to.
That sucks.
It's a nice color.
It's a nice color.
Hurts even more when you break it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the truth.
Yeah, and I'm glad you took pictures for yourself. I'm starting to I'm starting to appreciate like those small things that like in the Lego community people do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem that important, but documentation is
it's everything.
It's everything.
Yeah. Well, great, man. I'm gonna pause real fast because I have to run to the bathroom. We've been talking for 2 hours and
has it
coffee...
really been 2 hours?
Oh yeah, no, it's been great.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, the coffee is almost at the bottom, so I'm gonna run to the bathroom real fast. Give me 1 second. Those large castle trolls are like getting harder and harder to find.
Yeah.
And there's one, so those are like, I mean, not to downgrade what I have, but which I love them all. Those ones aren't the ones with arm printing, so they're not even the rarest ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's some. I think they have like the troll symbol like tattooed on their arms.
Oh, gotcha.
But it's also like in the gold leaf. So so they're super hard to find. They're super sought after because they scratch.
They scratch so easy.
Yeah, and I think it's the tan ones. I don't think they did a dark green one.
Really?
Yeah, but I got one of those. Dustin gave me one for Christmas, and then I bought one at Bricks and Minifigs.
Dang.
In was it San Diego?
Really?
Paid like $40 for it. And I was like, I gotta get it.
You gotta get it. That's super cool.
I hate to buy this, or sorry, I hate to pay this price, but I gotta have it for the personal collection. But, no, thanks for the interview, man. I super appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. This has been really fun.
I'm glad to hear.
Just talking ideas mostly, and
I haven't been able to really sit down and talk to you in forever because we've been going and doing shows, and you've been super busy doing your own thing.
We're both men of action.
Unfortunately.
What can we say?
Yeah. The worst is when you slow down and you feel the exhaustion.
That is the truth. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. I finished this last semester, and I don't think I could think for over a week.
I don't blame you. When I finished grad school, I think I went almost 2 years, a year and a half, at least a year and a half without reading a book or a comic book. I was like, I'm never, and I told Ash this too. She was like, I can't believe you stopped reading comic books. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to read anything.
That print shall never engage my eyes again.
Honestly.
Oh, man.
Honestly. So I get it. I have to remember too, like, even though I made a business out of my hobby and passion, I have to refine my passion in my hobby again.
Right.
And I've always wondered if you struggle with that too.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like trying to find the balance between loving what you create, but then selling it off to the highest bidder is really hard.
I know. Experience that on a regular basis.
There's a surprising amount of self-confidence in it,
Mm-hmm.
but there's also a surprising amount of not caring.
Yeah.
Just trying to find that balance is hard.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Especially for what you do. The drawing.
Yeah,
Because
the drawing.
I've seen some of your work, and I would imagine it's hard to let some of that go. I mean, I feel guilty when I'm like, hey, you need to bill me for the material because I'm going to buy the original piece. I'm going to frame it. In here, I don't have any wall space, so it's not framed.
Oh, that's fine.
But I have your stuff is in the closet.
Yeah, that's cool.
Of all the original works.
I know you'll take good care of it.
Oh, yeah.
You'll take good care of my baby.
It's going to go up in the store. So that's the future goal, is to display all your original artwork. Because I think going forward, you know, you're going to be I've commissioned you a lot, and I'm going to keep doing it going forward. Is you know, you're my sole artist on contract for the business, but I would hope that at some point, like when we have the store, there'll just be like a wall, like a shrine of your work. Because I'm sure when we get to that point, it's going to be a lot.
Yeah, it's true.
I think I've commissioned you for like 10 images now, 8 images.
Has it been that much?
It's a lot.
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah.
Just like
the new logo.
Several things.
Yeah, and the new logo you made is so good.
Nice.
Yeah, the 4 skeleton head images, the hand drawn one. You got to give me a price for that, because I want that too.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, or I'll give you some stuff out of that box I showed you. I know I latchkey kid you when I went to the bathroom, where I was like, hey, look at this box, and then I put the box down and I went to the bathroom. I left the room, and you were just like, oh my god, this box.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's
so cool.
Yeah, we'll have to get you back on for another episode of the pod later on, but it was great. Thank you so much for letting me interview, man.
Absolutely.
I wanted to get you before you blew up, because I'm sure you got big things.
You heard it here, folks.
I know. So where can the people find you? What are your handles?
At Cellus.Studios. If you just put in Cellus.Studios, you won't find me, but Cellus.Studios on Instagram.
Okay.
And that's where I post most of my stuff. I also have a Flickr page. I think that's just Marcellus Brown on Flickr, but I don't post much there anymore.
Is your last name really Brown?
Yep, Brown.
I never knew that.
Oh, there you go.
I've never known your last name was Brown.
There you go. It's the Brown family.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
I learned so much about you today, man. Well, thank you for being on my episode. We're recording this on a Tuesday, so it'll be released on Friday.
Okay.
So keep your ears peeled for that. So
sounds great.
Thanks for listening, guys, and have a good one. I'll see you out there on the Grand Line.